Tonight, find out more about Hochul's state of emergency.
And how President Biden is preparing for winter as COVID continues to surge through hospitals.
And find out how those surges are affecting the already struggling hospitals in New York.
WTOP 10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm Scott Brubaker.
And I'm Hannah Limbo.
A second case of the Omicron variant has been confirmed with a Minnesota man testing positive after attending a two-day anime conference in Manhattan in mid-November. Officials say the man was vaccinated and developed mild symptoms.
As Omicron cases continue to rise across the country, Governor Kathy Hochul is preparing to take action in New York. Dr. Fauci says that upcoming holiday gatherings will be safe as long as people continue to get vaccinated and boosted.
If you have a vaccinated situation, your family's vaccinated, enjoy the holidays indoor with your family in a family setting. Many of us will have to travel during the holidays. What you do when you travel, you take care, you're prudent.
Biden and Fauci have since been urging the booster shot, especially come holiday time. Hochul urges New Yorkers to do the same through various incentives. With several confirmed cases in the United States and with transmission rates so high, Matthew Rivenberg has been asking around Oswego to see if it's something we should prepare for. He's here in the office with that quick update. So, Matthew, what are we to be expecting as this variant progresses? Is it going to be something that the college is preparing for?
Yes, so I reached out to the Oswego COVID hotline as well as Oswego Health to get some more information about the new COVID-19 Omicron variant. When asked if this is something to worry about, they told me all we can do is keep an eye on the Oswego Health Department website at health.oswegocounty.com because the Omicron variant is so new, but there has already been some reported cases, as you said. They also told me the college has gotten no notification about the new variant and it is not a particular concern at the moment. I reached out to the Dean of Students for further comment, but I have not received a response. Guys, back to you.
Thank you so much, Matthew, and new details are emerging as we speak, now that the number has risen to a confirmed 5 cases in New York alone. Now, earlier today, President Joe Biden outlined new steps to fight the COVID-19 pandemic. Chris Wen has all the latest.
We entered this winter from a position of strength compared to where America was last winter.
In Washington, D.C., President Joe Biden unveiling his winter plan for fighting COVID-19. Air travelers entering the U.S. must now test negative for COVID within a day of departure, regardless of vaccination status or nationality. The Biden administration also extending a mask requirement for domestic travel on planes, trains, and public transit through the middle of March.
What you do when you travel, you take care, you're prudent. Travel always increases somewhat the risk of getting infected.
The announcement just one day after officials confirmed the first recorded case of the Omicron variant in the United States and California. The White House plans to increase vaccine and booster outreach with a focus on seniors and children.
We're going to launch hundreds of new family vaccination clinics across the country. These sites are going to offer vaccinations for the whole family, one stop.
Private insurers will now be required to reimburse the costs of at-home testing kits, and community sites like health centers and rural clinics will offer free at-home kits for those not covered by private insurance.
The bottom line, this winter, you'll be able to test for free in the comfort of your home and have some peace of mind.
In Washington, I'm Chris Wen.
At the federal level, the federal government has already taken a number of actions to prevent the variant from spreading.
As the Omicron variant slowly makes its way through the United States, hospitals in New York are almost reaching capacity. The health department is reporting that 37 New York hospitals are at capacity of 10% or less. These hospitals are located primarily in upstate and western New York counties, where COVID cases have been spiking over the past several weeks. Hochul is urging all adults who are eligible to get their booster shots to avoid serious illness.
With the way COVID has left hospitals now, Kathy Hochul is taking more action as Hochul's state of emergency will be going into effect starting December 3rd and will be reevaluated based on the latest COVID-19 data on January 15th. This emergency declaration will allow New York State to acquire more supplies to combat the pandemic. In addition, city officials announced Monday that they will be re-implementing indoor mask mandates. And now, Lane Russell has your local fill on WTOP's What's Up Oswego.
What's up, Oswego? I'm Lane Russell with your look into what's going on in Oswego County this week. The city of Oswego launched its popular Blizzard Bucks campaign today to an incredibly excited crowd of people. The program sells vouchers that can be used at select businesses in Oswego and are worth double their cost of $25. The line to purchase the Blizzard Bucks went all the way down the block, and the 1,000 tickets issued sold out within hours of the store opening. In a statement on Twitter, Oswego Mayor Billy Barlow thanked the community for helping support small businesses this holiday season. There's no word yet if they'll be issuing more Blizzard Bucks due to the success of today's sale. Well, if you're a student who's trying to escape the stress of finals, there's plenty of activities going on around the campus this weekend here at SUNY Oswego. Cooper Fitness Center will be hosting several events tomorrow from 11:30 a.m. until 5:30 p.m., including a surprise workout session, core conditioning, and yoga rounding out the night. The stress-free zone will be in room 201 of the Murano Campus Center from 2 to 4 on Friday. The room will have DIY projects, and organizers will give out free tools and resources to help students manage their stress in a healthy way. Finally, Rice Creek Field Station will be holding guided nature walks on Saturday starting at 11 a.m. The hikes take roughly an hour and teach visitors the cultural and ecological history of Rice Creek. The nature walks are free and open to the public, but organizers encourage visitors to dress for the weather, so make sure to bring a jacket and bring some boots in case there's mud. For me, getting outside to places like Rice Creek has always been one of my favorite ways to de-stress throughout this semester. But now it's time for our cutest story of the night with our pet of the week, made possible thanks to our friends at the Oswego Humane Society. These two adorable guinea pigs are brothers and only 1 month old. Because of their age, they'd prefer to be adopted together to keep each other company. If you'd like to adopt these two or any of the other furry friends of the Oswego Humane Society, you can fill out an application on their website at oswegohumane.org. But that's all that we have for tonight on What's Up Oswego. But coming up later on our show, lawmakers in Washington, D.C. are preparing for a possible government shutdown. Plus, we'll have your weather forecast and what to expect as we go into the weekend. Stay tuned after the break. You're watching WTOP 10.
Athletics. Aaron, there were 6 big points. This is the one you've been waiting for. This group has never beaten Cortland.
Getting started with some men's soccer as the Lakers had 2 conference matchups.
For half of the Lakers' goals this entire season.
Offense is key. You talked all about scoring goals.
Welcome to Understood.org, a free online resource for parents of kids with learning and attention issues, with personalized recommendations, tools, and daily access to experts to help your child thrive. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Hey everyone, I'm David Rienzo and I'm here to give you your weather for today. Before I do that though, I'm going to go over some winter weather safety. So first of all, you do not want to crowd that plow. If you're stuck behind a plow, make sure you give it about 100 feet so you don't get hit with that snow or ice getting thrown from the plow. More safety tips, you want to make sure that you have adequate tread on your tires and enough tire pressure to get you where you want to go. And make sure that your windshield and your mirrors and your lights, make sure that that does not have any ice or snow on it. That will make it incredibly difficult to be traveling this winter season. And another thing is to avoid skidding. A good way to avoid that is to make sure you aren't accelerating or braking too hard. If you do find yourself skidding, slowly lift off the accelerator and turn with the skid. Make sure you don't turn to fix yourself too hard. So we're going to take a look at New York State, their temperatures. We've got this big front moving in. This will give some strong thunderstorms in Long Island region and most of downstate. Even though we've had strong winds for the past couple days, and that will continue for the next coming days, but with these winds subsiding, we're also going to have some cold temperatures moving in, and we've got this lake effect snow coming in for the next couple days, and that'll affect southern Ontario and also the southern tier. For tonight, we can expect these strong winds coming in, 22 to 28 miles northeast winds. We've also got some showers coming in and 30-degree temperatures, which will be brutal with that strong wind. Tomorrow, you can expect a lot of sun, not much clouds coming in tomorrow, so these partly sunny days will be nice to enjoy for the coming day. We can still expect this strong wind, this time coming from the northwest. Speaking of tomorrow, we can expect that nice sunny day, but it's still going to be some frigid temperatures out for most of the day, but you know, you got the sun, you got the cold, you got to take what you can get. Our 7-day forecast, you're looking at a lot of rain, a lot of snow coming in for the coming week. Like I said, Friday is going to be really nice, but it's going to be very windy. And then this weekend, you can just expect rain. Saturday, expect rain after 10 a.m. and showers on Sunday after 1 a.m. Monday, you're just looking at a lot of rain and mostly just rain to come anyway. I got to go. I have to adopt a pair of guinea pigs. Sorry, I have to leave the studio soon, but stick around because you're watching WP 10.
Each year, there are more than a dozen significant tropical and winter storms that threaten the East Coast. So chances are there will be more hurricanes and blizzards near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. NYPD is arresting a man outside of the United Nations headquarters that was holding a loaded shotgun to his head. According to the first deputy commissioner, the gunman wanted to deliver papers to the UN after a 2-hour standoff. The emergency services unit were able to deliver those papers. He then put his gun down and is now taken into custody.
Investigators reveal numerous concerns about the Michigan high school shooter's behavior leading up to the tragedy. Chilling evidence shows his desire to murder students the day before the tragedy. Camilla Bernal has more.
The day before the deadly Michigan high school shooting, two teachers separately reporting concerning behavior from the suspect.
On the day prior to the tragedy, a teacher in a classroom where he was a student saw and heard something that she felt was disturbing.
A call was made to his parents, then another meeting.
The day of the shooting, a different teacher in a different classroom saw some behavior that they felt was concerning.
This time it was with school officials and his parents. But after he was allowed to return to class, he later went into a bathroom, came out, and began shooting, killing 4 students. The 15-year-old now faces charges of terrorism, murder, and other charges. His parents could also face charges stemming from ownership of the firearm.
The responsibility of a gun owner is to securely store that weapon and to keep it out of the hands of somebody who could kill people.
After the shooting, investigators also finding 2 videos on the gunman's cell phone and a journal in his backpack. In them, he talked about shooting and killing students.
Horrendously disturbing. Obviously talks about what he intends to do and the kinds of things he's thinking about. It's just chilling.
I'm Camila Bernal reporting.
The shooting claimed the lives of 4 teenagers, with the youngest being 14 years old, 2 17-year-olds, and 1 16-year-old.
Congressional negotiators are facing the threat of another shutdown Friday at midnight. This is due to Republican senators going against President Biden's vaccine mandates. Key negotiators from both parties announced a plan this morning that would keep the federal government funded. But because of the Senate's rules and governing procedure, all 100 senators would need to agree in order to pass the plan before Friday.
I don't believe that will happen. We have everything in place to be able to make sure there is not a shutdown unless some individual, I spoke with Mitch McConnell, I spoke with Schumer. There is a plan in place unless somebody decides to be totally erratic.
This resistance can lead to a shutdown over the weekend or extending into the next week. The House passed a resolution and is going to the Senate as the threat remains. So we've heard that the COVID-19 can do serious damage to a person's lungs. However, the new data suggests that COVID is forcing many of these patients to get lung transplants. And one doctor says that they have one thing in common. Mandy Gaither has more.
So far in 2021, 1 in 10 lung transplants in the U.S. have gone to a patient with COVID-19 related lung damage. That's the latest data from the United Network for Organ Sharing. By contrast, about 1 in 50 lung transplants went to COVID-19 patients in the last 5 months of 2020.
Their lungs develop pneumonia and eventual scarring and may not be able to recover from that.
Dr. David Nunley is medical director of the lung transplant program at Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center. He's seeing firsthand the damage COVID-19 is doing to lungs.
Our center has performed 14 transplants under rescue conditions for patients critically ill with COVID. All of our rescue transplants for COVID have been in people who were unvaccinated. It's clear to us that vaccination is the key to not having to perform a rescue transplant for someone.
Nunley says whether the increased COVID-19 lung transplant trend continues depends on what happens in the pandemic, from future surges to more vaccinations.
Transplantation is certainly an option for those individuals, but it certainly is an option that we would rather not have to use.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Dr. Nunley says the need for organ donors is always critical, especially now, as COVID-19 patients aren't the only ones on the lung transplant waiting list.
Germany has announced a nationwide lockdown for the unvaccinated. This comes as leaders are working toward mandatory vaccinations within the coming months. This means those who are unvaccinated will be banned from accessing all but most essential buildings, such as pharmacies and supermarkets, under even stricter restrictions proposed by Angela Merkel, which could go into effect by February if approved. Unvaccinated citizens can only meet with 2 people outside of their households, and multiple bars and nightclubs will be shut down. And coming up in sports, we have Pat Machado.
Pat, can you please give us a quick preview?
Thanks, Hannah. After the break, basketball, hockey, and lockouts, vroom vroom. That's what's coming up in sports. Stay tuned to WTOP 10 Nightly News.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm Patrick Machado here with your sports update. The Buffalo State Bengals are coming to town tomorrow to take on the men's and women's basketball team at Max Zeal Gymnasium. The women tip us off at 5:30 and are looking to even their slate at 500 and earn their first SUNYAC win after falling to Cortland in their conference opener. The men's game will follow. They're looking for their second SUNYAC win on their 4-1 season after beating Cortland. These are both teams' final home games of 2021. It's the penultimate round of the Formula One World Championship, and the battle will be hot under the lights in Saudi Arabia. Championship contenders Lewis Hamilton of Mercedes and the leader by just 8 points, Max Verstappen of Red Bull. Hamilton is looking to win his 8th title, which will break Michael Schumacher's record, and Verstappen can win his first ever if he wins and Lewis finishes below P7. The race is at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. It's arguably the biggest story in sports right now. At 12:01, Major League Baseball informed the Players Association of the 9th lockout, and the first in over 25 years has begun. At the forefront of the argument, what else? The almighty dollar. As of now, baseball fans should expect a full season with massive revenue losses from the pandemic occurring and opening day being 3 months from now to sort out the issues. Rule changes are expected in the CBA. The last lockout canceled the entire season. And the teddy bear toss returns to the arena formerly known as the MCC for the first time since the pandemic. Oswego State men's hockey travels to Canton tomorrow before facing Morrisville in the Deb on Saturday in the annual benefit game for Toys for Tots. Fans will have the opportunity to purchase toys at the game to throw on the ice after the first Laker goal. And if you can't make it, we got you. Live coverage starts at 6:30 right here on WTOP. Now to the Great White North, and it's Pittsburgh versus Edmonton, Crosby versus McDavid, and he's going to get his first point on the night as Zach Hyman scores stick side on Tristan Jarry on Edmonton's first shot of the game. It's 1-0. 5:09 to go in the first period. Crosby wins the draw. Marino across to Jake Gensel. Bing bong! He ties it up. It's a 1-1 score. On the top shelf in the toy department, 90 seconds later, it's a 2-on-1. McJesus over to Hyman, and he's got his second as the 1T is good. 2-1. Now start of the middle frame. Stretch pass opposite blue line. Rodriguez and Bluger exchange, and Bluger gets it past the goaltender for Edmonton, and it's a 2-2 game. We're in the third, and take out your flip phones. Barry shoots, and hello, Moto. Kyler Yamamoto gets the redirect, and the home team is back in front. 5 minutes later, Draisaitl ahead for Connor McDavid, another 2-on-1. Bouchard to the net, the puck is there, and Evan Bouchard widens the lead. Pittsburgh would not recover, and the Edmonton Oilers snap the Pens' winning streak at 3, make the final 5-2.
All right, Pat Machado, thank you very much. We have some big games coming up this weekend, but how's the weather going to be looking for us to get to those games?
You can just expect a lot of rain mostly. Cold weather, a lot of rain, great mix.
All right.
All right.
And anything else other than the hockey game going on this weekend?
We got the basketball games coming up tomorrow in Maxfield Gymnasium. You should go see that or watch us here on TOP. And right now, Thursday Night Football, the Saints and the Cowboys are playing. The Cowboys are up 10-7. Saints have the ball, though.
All right. Sounds good. Pat Machado, thanks very much. And before we go tonight, just wanted to say thank you all for a great semester, as this is our last Thursday night of news all together. It's been fun.
It's been a year.
Yeah. It's been a good year. So happy to be back in studio.
I was about to say that. So nice to be back in the studio after having, well, I didn't do it, but like a bunch of you guys might have done it over Zoom, and I think we can all say we prefer it in here.
Yes, that is our report for tonight. Be sure to stay tuned for OX5.
Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys all have a great night.
This job looks perfect. It says you need a high school diploma. You've got one of those, right?
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
I got that.
Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Major Discussions is the new show that explores the stories of students right here on campus. I personally came here to SUNY Oswego for the broadcasting program because I love to hear people's stories and to do work just like this.